Remember the excitement you felt when you turned 16? We can only imagine how a young Latina felt when she celebrated her quinceañera. If you don't know what a quinceañera is, think of it as a mixture between a bar mitzvah and a sweet 16. According to Post, it is like a wedding for a kid. It is a very formal event in which the quinceañera wears a beautiful gown and the escorts wear black and white tie attire. The quinceañera is a custom that has been believed to have been performed for more than 500 years. This dates back to the Aztecs. The Aztecs then considered women to be human until their 15th birthday, in which they were admitted into tribal society through an elaborate ritual. 15 was also the common age in which girls would leave their families to become wives and mothers themselves. This tradition was later Christianized and is still followed by many Catholic Hispanic families. Even after quinceañeras were Christianized, they were still celebrated to resemble the transformation of a girl becoming a woman. This event for Hispanic families is very important, and planning and preparing takes about a year. The setup for a quinceañera is very similar to a wedding. It consists of a mass followed by a reception. During the Mass, the quinceañera is to renew her baptismal vows in the presence of God. When she enters the church, she is escorted by her father. As she makes her way up to the altar, she kneels before the priest, in which he gives her a special blessing. This announces her as an adult into the church. And here's a picture that shows her getting a special blessing from the priest. After she receives her blessing, she places a bouquet of flowers, a rosary, and her prayer books, all symbols of childhood, at the base of a statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary, as shown in this picture here. During the offertory, she receives a sacred medal of her saint, a birthstone ring, flowers, and a crown. Once the Mass is over, she exits the church with her escort, rather than her father, resembling her leaving behind her childhood and welcoming adulthood. After the Mass, the guests head over to the hall for the reception. Here they have a big buffet-style meal. However, some families prefer to have a small sit-in dinner with the quinceañera, her court, and her family. The chicken crescent calzone is commonly known to be made for quinceañera dinners, whether it's a small sit-in dinner or a large buffet style. Many traditions are performed at the reception, one being the presentation of the dolls. Here, the quinceañera is handed a doll by the youngest girl in the family, and then at midnight, she passes it on to her younger sister, in which this is a ritual that she also will perform at her quinceañera. Another is the changing of the shoes. Here, the father changes his daughter's flats into high heels, resembling her entering womanhood. Another tradition is the waltz. Here, the quinceañera waltzes with her escort alongside of her court. During the waltz, she is handed off to her father and then back to her escort. At this point, the dance is open to everyone. Over the years, many things about this custom have been modernized. One being that the music has changed, excluding the traditional waltz. Some prefer to wear more casual clothes rather than dressing formally. And some girls even prefer to go on a big trip or buy a new car rather than having their own quinceañera. Although many things about this custom has changed, the purpose is still meaningful. Through this experience, these young Latinas develop a new outlook on life, and they take on new responsibilities which help prepare them for their future.